At the least, one cannot say that I have hurt the Principe culture here on Dunnage by helping this play to get together and work. I'm just looking forward to seeing the show when it's ready. The cost was a bit prohibitive, but then in the long run, I'm sure I won't mind, so long as I get to see it. About the only place left to see is where Captain Furrante will be. As I said, I am unsure about committing myself to the Principe. I'm sure life wouldn't be all bad, but then they do a lot of bad things, these pirates. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't mind taking bounties because these are bad people out there. However, if I keep on taking bounties on Principe ships, I'm sure I will run afoul of them as a whole eventually. I will be known as a pirate hunter. Well, wouldn't that be preferential to being known as a bloody murdering pirate? If it means losing any place among the Principe, I don't think I will mind that. I am sure that they have a whole list of bounty and pirate hunter captains that they want eliminated. Fine, sure, add me to that list. But then we come to the fact that I'll be hunted wherever I go. So, I don't think one can straddle the middle here. It's either pirate or not. Eventually, I will have to make a choice. Either way. I'll be forced to.
Sometimes, lass, I'll be wondering why you muck about with this motley lot.
We are both mucking about with them, are we not?
Aye, but I be a furry blue pirate and you be... well, you.
I am a servant. My country has needs and I tend to them as best I can, regardless of company.
Okay, we've come to see this play.
Sure.
Thanks muchly for bringing Taerna back to us. Her storm and weather spells will really strike an atmosphere for the play.
Okay.
And now that we've got a real big brute for Aethys, we can put on a proper play.
Look at his color, it even looks like Aethys.
Stick around for the performance. I think you'll be plenty pleased.
She spreads her hands as if about to take a bow, but instead she snaps her fingers together and the stage darkens behind her, signaling the start of the show.
Ladies and gentle pirates, and rapscallions too, you are in for the truest of mental treats. Without further ado, I present the Green Menace. Let us begin with our valiant new blood crews, the Lusty Rudder and Fortune's Folly. Two ships adrift at sea for weeks and weeks on a venture most daring, in search of the uncharted islands.
Woe and torture. Months at sea with no treasure to show for it. You sure these uncharted islands exist, Captain? We ain't seen land for days.
Were they easy to find, they'd be called the Chartered Islands, wouldn't they? If you're thinking to mutiny...
Land ho! Land ho! Got a lumpy-looking island coming on the horizon.
That's no island. That be the Green Menace. We're doomed for sure.
Souls and gold and glory, you will give these to me. For I am a god among gods, and a true menace upon the seas. Souls and gold and glory. Blame the dawn stars, for they have summoned me. And now, I must feed.
Twill be the end for us, it will. Oh, Andra, take me now.
That was a strange start to the play.
And that's the story of how Aethys sank a fleet of our best tars. Like the floating hangman, you see the Green Menace coming, you sail the other way. Thank you. Donations and gratuity are greatly appreciated.
I was hoping for a longer
They
play.
love us, do you
like I were
think?
there.
They goddamned loved us thanks to you.
Almost felt like we were there, huh, Seraphin? I heard that. Yeah, it's starting to rain. Well, if they're happy, let's get out of here. It's really coming down. There's really only one place left to go, and that would be Balefire Beacon. Take a while to get over there. It's probably going to be dark by the time we do. Ah, who's this? Hello. The wind blows hard today, does it not? I suppose so. So we're looking for Captain Furrante. I hear they are calling a meeting of the captains, did she say? Oh, that's him over here. I hope this goes well.
Ah, Watcher. Good. You have arrived.
Chin jetting upward, he grants me a winsome smile. His left cheek dimples as the smile spreads to show teeth.
Ahoy there yourself, Captain. What do I be but a pretty bit of man-meat to dangle from a wrist? As easily forgotten as set aside.
Arms akimbo and head askance, Seraphim smirks. Furrante rubs his thumb over his golden swollenet, violent thoughts gliding over his face like dark clouds. Then he smiles, but it's a vicious expression more than a pleasant one.
A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem, the scoundrel Benwet.
His eyes glint as a fierce grin cuts across his face, and his lone dimple deepens.
I hear you have a flair for the dramatic, or should I say, explosive antics? A magnificent way to settle one's disputes indeed. And you truly left Benweth's reputation in pieces. Gelarde, for this you have my grandest commendation.
You'd have been right amused, you would. Few sights as fine as that hard blowing 3-sheeter getting what's long been doing.
Hands on his hips, Seraphim juts his chest forward, blue fur expanding like a bird's plumage. You are lacking in so many ways, my former ship hunter, but no one can say you are not entertaining.
I myself would have enjoyed watching you put the scoundrel in his place.
He had it coming.
That he did. Indeed.
Furrante strokes his fingers down the line of his jaw, eyes downcast in thought.
And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize.
With a sweep of his arm, he offers me a magnificent cloak.
However, there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen. One which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted the floating hangman that haunts the Deadfire.
A ghastly and rotting ship that haunts the Deadfire, manned by an undead crew. This vessel is rumored to becalm the seas and sails veiled within an unnatural fog. I've read accounts of an undead ship that flies a Darkosi flag, yes?
It would seem I have undervalued you, Watcher.
His dark eyes glint with interest.
I will not mince words, as you undoubtedly know what we are up against. This galleon, what likely remains of the Fonferus, is a frightful legend.
The Fonferus, meaning iron strength. The Fonferus is the Grand Valian galleon that Darkosi paladin, Lucia Riven, used to flee the burning palace when charged to protect the royal family's sword. Iron strength, okay.
We have been losing ships at sea, amico. And not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be our culprit. Fortune favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such a recent sinking. You will consider what she has to say.
Head craning abruptly to the side, he barks a loud order.
Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood.
At that last, he smiles. Sun-blistered and raw-boned, the pirate regards me both with a discerning glare. She tongues a chapped bottom lip, but keeps quiet.
Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can.
The parrot touches a spot at the base of her skull and winces. She glances off to the side, eyes black and full of hurt. Furrante sighs and rubs tiredly between his brows.
Go on, gent. I'm ready as I'm like to get me.
With a shiver, the parrot turns her black button eyes to me. I'll try not to press you to remember more than we absolutely need.
You aren't quite what I expected, Watcher. You're
She wets her lips.
kinder than most.
Selenia pointedly avoids Ferrante's gaze, a grimy hand scrubbing at her mouth.
Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even the few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end.
Oh.
It branded the back of my eyes that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around. Then, mist so thick you could taste it. Ships sailed from within. Out of nowhere was a hunt, not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked...
She gropes at her hip, but there's nothing there. Fingers fumbling at the air, she bares her teeth.
rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding. Couldn't kill them. Couldn't even fight them in the end.
How are you taken by surprise in the open sea?
Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us.
Yet they did.
Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died, the waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us. Then this thick fog roiled up at midday. Without a sound, the Spectre ship
She glides her hand in the air.
skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it.
Tell me about them, the undead.
They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones. One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes. The crew shambled hard to do her bidding, even the ones who seemed hardly aware. Figured she was the captain, me.
She shrugs, gaze going far away.
There is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Fonferus of Old Valia. It belonged to our Darkotsi paladin of some legend, one Lucia Rivan. But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know.
When did this happen? She ruffles a hand through her short hair, scowls.
Dunno me. Drifted for days, maybe longer. Kept winking in and out after I ran out of drink.
One of mine found her no more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
She flits her hand over the softness of her shirt. Again, her fingers hesitate close to her hip, the fabric crinkled there, where a pistol might normally be strapped. A muscle ticks in Ferrante's jaw, but he otherwise ignores her.
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before she departs from us.
How'd you survive the attack?
Calling me craven? Huh, sure, I am.
She snorts. She rubs at the back of her head, rough, like she needs it to hurt.
Took a knock-in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward.
They're eating them, huh? Ugh.
I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care me.
Okay, well that'll be all. Selenia cuts a glance to Furrante for confirmation. When he dismissively waves her away, her black eyes narrow and she raises her chin, defiant. But then he turns his full gaze to her, suddenly seething, and she shrinks in on herself. Fists shaking at her sides, she reluctantly retreats.
She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time.
Captain Aldis, huh? Ferrante sighs.
One moment, Watcher.
The captain scowls at Selenia's retreating back, a dark anger warming his cheeks. Wait for the captain to speak.
Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Rivan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was a Dakotsi paladin who died more than 200 years ago. It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Rivan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath and how to defeat her galleon. Unfortunately, the only soul who could possibly shine more light on our situation lies buried deep within Neketaka. One Isir the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume.
I know that. Isir wasn't... I've actually spoken with you, sir. His brows hoist high up his forehead.
Meaning what? But at last, you were able to read his soul? Despite how much time has passed?
Ysir was mortally wounded, yet refused to wholly die. Instead, he was reborn as an undead to defend Barrett's faith for all of eternity.
God save us from fools who battle with blind trust.
But he shakes his head as if he's already accepted the truth of my words.
A death guard? How fascinating. And terrible. I must of course presume that you've unearthed a promising lead for us. Perhaps you were able to learn about Rivan's whereabouts, of where her spectral ship oft anchors.
I nod to him. Ysir tracked Riven after she had become a death guard. They fought near the Isle of Dusk. The captain strokes his chin, his gaze contemplative.
I can summon to mind no island with such name. Likely it hides now behind another. I will charge my best chroniclers to track our isle through the centuries. I believe you're becoming an invaluable asset to the Principe, and I deeply value each of my assets. You must accept this token of my immense appreciation.
Captain's belt, okay. Furrante clears his throat, then he tugs on the frilled cuffs of his sleeves, his posture more rigid than usual.
A matter of a rather delicate nature has arisen. One which I believe could benefit from your, let us say, expertise. An associate of mine is in need of a favor.
He raises his brows pointedly.
A favor that necessitates a great deal of discretion. See to this for me, and I will weight you with a considerable amount of coin.
What exactly would I be doing?
My associate conducts dealings with a group of traders of a sort. The traders are having a bit of trouble with their newest stock.
You don't mean slaves, do you? Who might this associate be?
A wealthy and influential man. What more do you need to know?
Why the need for such discretion?
It involves something of a sensitive topic among the Principe. I'll explain further once I can trust you're fully committed.
Well, I suppose you can trust me.
First, swear it. I have your word on pain of death, amico.
If this involves trading of slaves or capturing slaves, I don't know. I don't think I could do that. Yes, you have my word on pain of death.
Go on.
He grins darkly.
Then you're to head to Crookspur Island,
It
where
is
you'll
slaves.
meet with Master Kua.
He clears his throat. Crookspur flag is this flag of the slavers.
He runs the biggest slavers' port in the Deadfire. However, they've run afoul of the locals. So now, their trade routes are under constant ambush.
No wonder. Seraphine's mouth falls slightly open. Vertigo tickles the edge of my thoughts, as if I were peering over the edge of the world. So the Principe worked with slavers.
Excellent goddamned question, Cap.
The Orland's bald fist shakes at his side.
No, it is my associate who does that dealing.
He pins me with a pointed look.
My opinion on the trade is of little matter. It is legal, unlike many of our own activities.
It's legal here in the Deadfire.
Since when be the fucking laws of kith of any goddamn concern of the likes of us?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. For all the bad things the Principe do out there, and you claim, oh, this one's legal. It doesn't matter. I won't help slavers.
I understand you may harbor some hesitation in this regard. But in the case you reconsider, at least allow me to mark Crookspur on your chart.
Actually, that may be a chance to go in there and kill them all.
When you get there, speak with Master Kua. Tell him I've sent you, and he'll fill you in on what he needs.
That name sounds Juana. Yeah, I didn't, I even have a Crookspear flag. I even came up with the idea of using it and finding where they are, or hearing about where they are, and using it to sail in there and kill them all. Yeah. I take it these are the chairs of the captains.
On it.
Captain Mura Travilso is inscribed in the back of the chair. Captain Eldis, the Seawolf, is inscribed in the back of the chair. Captain Brutal Benwith is inscribed in the back of the chair. Ah, Captain Mad Morena is inscribed in the back of the chair. That's someone I've been tasked with killing. Oh, hello. This man looks interesting.
Much ado to you, Casita.
The captain flourishes a sweeping bow. When he bends forward, a golden swollenet slips from his collar to dangle on the end of its chain. He tucks it away as he straightens, but not before I notice the etching on its front side. It marks him as the third chair on the Consuego Mes Casitas.
A word of advice. Guard your back in Dunnage. You have not yet carved a name for yourself or your crew. Yet you choose to swim in a sea of sharks. Should one take a bite, the Consuelo will not intervene. Elsewise, how might I be of assistance?
Huh. If I don't have to become... Just tell me about the Consuego Mes Casitas.
Yes, our Council of Captains.
He tips his head towards the semicircle of elaborately ornate chairs aligned on the other side of the room.
There are 7 seats on the Consuelo, each occupied by a high-ranking captain within the Principe. Seat holders convene to vote on a variety of issues concerning the Principe's well-being. To claim a seat, a captain must have substantial backing and sufficient power both politically and physically. Furrante, the last Marcheso, holds the highest ranking seat because the most ships in our entire fleet have pledged loyalty to his flag. As you can guess, the Sea Wolf, Aldis, commands the second most numerous fleet of ships. As such, she is the second chair and I am the third.
He rolls his head on his neck as if to work out a stiff muscle.
Perhaps you would like to attend the proceedings when the Consuelo next convenes. You have my ear, Casita. Of what do you wish to discuss today?
Why do you speak like a Valian? The captain arches a dark brow.
I met Furrante decades ago. Many years I sailed as his first mate before building my own humble fleet.
With an infected shrug, he sweeps a hand to indicate the room.
When in the Principe, do as the Valians do. Unless, of course, you have no care for tradition or the continued sustainability of our way of life, like some filthy new blood.
Is there someone or some place I should avoid while in Dunnage?
You may have noticed a divide between old blood and the new, by which I mean those who descended from or otherwise hold old Valia in grand esteem.
Seems like you and Captain Furrante do. I don't think Captain Benwith or Aldis does.
And the varied and often uncouth recruits we have since brought into the fold. I assure you, the latter was supremely by necessity, though perhaps I'm ill-equipped to throw stones. As a casita of some repute, you will be most welcome in the king's coffin. But you should watch yourself throughout the radiant court.
Okay. I'm not sure. I mean, I told Aldis that I would take a seat. I'll see what he has to say. It's not that I want to become part of this group. But he did say that if they see me as an easy mark, that I would become fresh food for everyone. There's no good way to approach this. I show him Ben with Swollenet. I want 4th seat on the Consuelo Mas Casitas.
The Consuelo will need to vote on it. But with your reputation, and if you vanquished Benwith, as appears to be the case, I do believe you are the most qualified to take his place, Ak.
An affirmative in Valian, Ak.
I will speak with Furrante so that he may consider the matter further.
Farewell. Yeah, not sure if there's anybody else here I could speak to. Oh, this is pretty much the entire, all of Dunnage. Nowhere near the size of Neketaka, of course. I think Queen's Birth has more people, more buildings than all of Dunnage. Not to mention all the areas outside of the like Sacred Stair and the the Serpent's Chair? I'm not sure what it is. We can always go up to the tower. Seraphin says it's this way. Yeah, there's a lot of places that are of no interest to me in Neketaka. They're just where people live. Rust and blood tinge the iron cage in shades of ochre. Oh, the priest. You must be the Casita everyone speaks of. What does Casita mean? Captain? Hello? Ado, Captain. Oh. Gusts of wind rise from below with the smell of the beacon's fires. What are these? Is this like a plank on a ship? So you have like a 200 foot drop from up here? I don't think it's that high, but it's a drop. Well, they do keep people up here, so I can see. Bird droppings crest over the iron bands of this cage. Ah, some alcohol. Good for our ship. Good for the crew. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. Now, what... He didn't say what I was to do. He said I was going to talk to that slaver. I don't see the harm in going there, and if I see an opportunity, I just go and... go kill them all. I have a lot of bounties. Merrill the Mad. I've killed this one. Okay, so... Principe. Kill Cornu and take his ship's triumph. Frequency of water north of Neketaku. Goods and services. Find Mad Morena in the Undercroft. So Mad Morena is different from Merrill the Mad. I should look for Aldous' subordinate, Mad Morena, in the Undercroft, a cavern hidden from the authorities of Huana capital city, Neketaka. I do believe I know the area, actually. There was some pirate crews in a certain area we went through in the Undercroft. A shrewd proposition. So, Captain Furrante has a wealthy contact who has business dealings with the slavers of Crookspur. However, recent troubles with the locals have affected their trade routes. This contact is willing to owe Furrante a political favor for assisting the slavers. However, as slaving is a crime within the Principe, Furrante has asked me to discreetly smooth this problem in his stead. This is why he's doing this. He asked me to travel to Crookspear and speak with Master Kua, the leader of a group of slavers that operate the island. I don't know about that. I'd like to go see the situation, and maybe we can steer it towards eliminating the slavers. So, within the Principe, it's illegal. Let's go to Lifter's Refuge. Back out to sea we go. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It's illegal within the Principe. We've already changed our flag, so... Oh, who's this? Is this somebody I'm supposed to kill? I think this is, actually. This was on the list. The list that woman asked me to the people that got away from that ship that had killed her sister. I've got to find it. Yeah, the name is right here. Bounty, Torquar. He's one of them. He's Pirate Ogre Torquar, the Firebrand's master tactician. Okay, I hope we're up for this. Okay, I think we're ready.
Puny. Too puny to join my crew.
Arms crossed, the hulking ogre looks me from head to toe. He spits at my feet, unimpressed.
Go away. Be gone. Scram.
What's an ogre doing in Dunnage?
As I said, I seek bodies for a crew. And no, you cannot join.
There's a bounty on you.
It is kind of you to announce yourself to me, bounty hunter. It will be just as kind of you to die by my hand.
We'll see. Oh, they seem to have a wolf on their side, so it's 5 of them versus the 5 of us. Why are you always in the back? Pelagina. I kind of wish that we had a Loth with us right now.
No, you
Oh, that wolf is coming down here. Tekehu. Yeah. It's 2 wolves, actually.
Take them down.
Oh, good. I'm good and stuck.
I hope we aren't in over our head.
Oh, that'd be a rare tip. The fishes.
These wolves down yet? Okay. I am not in a good position at all.
Let's go.
Yeah, the wolf is down. Everybody focus on this Torquar. Ah, that hurt.
Oh, good.
That didn't heal very much. Let's see, what can she use?
I need to try something else.
I am stuck.
I'm back, but I'm hurt. Need to take down this big guy. You can also heal. Heal, heal, heal.
Bleeding.
Another track, Cap.
This big wall of flesh is not going down. I have to bring this thing down.
This does not work.
He's down. He's blown to pieces. Looks like he was frozen.
Right?
I've heard this guy a lot. He's down. Yeah, I got hurt there.
Bleeding.
Everybody focus on this one.
Oh, good. Exceed honor. Just like that.
Let's go.
I reap what I sow.
One left. Oh, who's somebody else here? Oh, we've been shot at by this guy up here the whole time.
Good.
Too. The pleasure is mine.
Alright, that was quite the fight.
Huh? Will do.
Some gold there. Well, I don't know if it's a bounty. She didn't really offer us... What did she offer us for killing all these people? I don't know who else can wear a belt, but we'll pick up all these things. There was something there to read, actually. Let's need to find it. Is this on Torquar's map fragment? This piece of tattered parchment shows the familiar waters and landmasses of the Deadfire Archipelago, but without the other pieces, it's impossible to tell where it points or how to get there. A note is scribbled in the margins. I entrust this fragment to you, brilliant friend, with every confidence that you won't fail to safeguard it. Enjoy the riches on the appointed day. Yours in affection, Captain Henqua. That was the one that, when he sailed under that man. And this,
I've got it.
Under that captain that... He's dead now. Alright. Well, that's one. I'm gonna scratch off the list, but maybe we should go stay at the end. I'm a little hurt from that gaping wound that they're now bandaging up on me.